So, this article about the green energy investments that China's been making into projects in Latin American countries, it delves into the dynamic landscape of it. And it emphasizes a strategic shift of China towards green energy initiatives. Against the backdrop of intensifying competition with the U.S. for influence in the region, China is notably redirecting its focus towards renewable energy projects as part of its broader environmental and geopolitical agenda. Central to China's strategy is its investment in these energy ventures across Latin America, ranging from hydroelectric dams to solar farms. And these projects serve two purposes. By advancing China's environmental commitments, by promoting sustainable energy solutions, and extending its geopolitical reach into a region traditionally considered to be within the United States influence. And within the past 2 decades, the balance of trade between China and the region has increased from 12 billion to 445 billion. And alongside it, FDI to the region has reached 212 billion since 2005. So it's been a significant focus of the BRI and China's long-term economic plan. By investing in green energy infrastructure, China not only cultivates closer economic ties with these Latin American countries, but also positions itself as a key player in addressing the region's energy needs and supporting its economic development. So, moreover, these investments provide China with leverage in regional geopolitics, essentially securing better trade terms with these countries in the future, in the coming decades. And it enables them to wield that influence through energy and diplomacy, and especially resource cooperation, considering that South America, like Africa, is very rich in raw materials. However, this article also underscores several challenges and considerations associated with these burgeoning green energy investments in Latin America. Concerns have been raised with the environmental and social impacts of these certain projects, particularly the large-scale infrastructure developments such as hydroelectric dams, which can disrupt local ecosystems and communities especially. Furthermore, the growing presence in China's Latin America energy and growing presence of China in Latin America's energy sector raises questions about the region's economic dependence and vulnerability to geopolitical pressures. Some analysts caution against over-reliance on Chinese investments, advocating for diversified partnerships to mitigate potential risks and ensure sustainable development. And it's very similar to the consequences of what we've been seeing in Southeast Asia from over-reliance on Chinese financing for local projects and Chinese financing for economic stimulus in these regions. It essentially turns these countries into debt slaves to China, which, while the short-term effects of this investment, of these infrastructure improvements, can be very beneficial, we're seeing that the Chinese are essentially centralizing all trade around themselves through these countries, securing sources of raw materials and labor in the decades to come. And it very much contrasts from the free market, cooperative system that the West has essentially built for global trade around Europe and the United States. And I fear that Latin American countries will not be able to have economic sovereignty, so to speak, because of these policies. So